The Insane Rise of VTubers and Why I Hate Them by Scamboli Reviews. Interesting. Why does my guy hate VTubers? Let's just see.
Real has many definitions, but if I were to pick one right now, I would say behaving or presenting in a way that feels true, honest, or familiar without pretension or affection.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for I scream, you scream, we all scream.
We're going into this crazy territory of VTubers, VTuber noises. Let's go.
This is not a real person.
Get out!
Well, behind the avatar is a real person, so he's not quite correct.
Get out of my head, 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 get. If you haven't seen one, this is called a VTuber. It's, for the most part, someone with motion tracking software who operates under the guise of an anime person. Many of them adopt mannerisms to better fit the backstory they made for their character. For example, this one likes referencing carrots because she's—
well, to be honest, that is mostly just corporal VTubers. Indie VTubers are a different breed.
Rabbit, or this one who pretends to be bad at basic math because it's cute. There's all sorts of characters and backstories, and nearly all of the most well-known ones are either Japanese or English-speaking women. I have to give this definition because I've shown exactly 3 people this in real life and have gotten, quote, "What the fuck is that? Is this real?" and "Do people actually watch this?" in response.
Yes, I like my crazy fox woman who has a bottle of ketchup on her desk for no apparent reason. What are you gonna do about it, Coco? Yeah, Curie Coco.
All of them laughed. Yet almost every single one of the top 15 highest earning super chats on YouTube are owned by VTubers. Look at Giga, he looks like he's about to get his fucking nails clipped at the vet. YouTubers everywhere will not stop posting about them. They're clearly popular, so I think it's important to approach this with an open mind. VTubers are not inherently bad. In fact, so many of them are extremely talented and natural-born entertainers that can captivate an audience of millions without being obsessed with drama or being negative in the slightest. Many of them play instruments, sing, and play games at a high level. These girls are famous for a reason, usually. But
usually. Unfortunately, we are more and more stepping into a territory where it has been, what's the word? I don't want to use... where it has been massively beaten on the head by Western VTubers. Where, like, a lot of... how do I put this? There's VTubers who actually... indie VTubers who take VTubing serious, and then there's ethos entering VTubing because they realize you can make a bunch of money there. That's the core of what I wanted to say.
I don't understand the appeal on a personal level.
Come on, baby, kiss me. Kiss me. Kiss me, Mario.
My friend who enjoys VTubers watched this clip and was in pure glee. I've only heard this fat bastard rant about 2 things. This clip and some sandwich called the fucking heart clogger that he gets from the grocery store, so I knew that this was special. But when I watched that clip, I honestly wanted to rip her hair out and...
No! Not the dog! How dare you! No! You can't do that!
stuff it in my ears and light the ends on fire like a wick. I hate VTubers. When I see them on screen, my heart starts pumping, my eyes go bloodshot, and I go dizzy. Why? How did these guys blow up under so many people's—
I hate VTubers proceeds to make a video about VTubers. That's interesting. I'm happy I started in 2016. I started in last year? April. No, March. No, April, May, somewhere like that. I think May, June, somewhere like there. With my slime PNG, I remember that. But you're a rare type of VTuber in a good way, which is why I love you. Yup. Thank you. I appreciate that. When VTuber wasn't mainstream, now it's mainstream, and a lot of weird people normies have entered it and like to change the space or change what VTubing is into something it is not. They almost pay.
Noses. Where did they come from? I want to answer these questions because honestly the video was just going to be a quick rant, but I gradually became fascinated in the plot twists and reasons why people enjoy VTubers. So those of you who love them and people who hate them, hold hands as I take you through Act 1.
This is gonna be like, bro. This is gonna be like, bro saw it on the internet, was like, bro, what the fuck? And then got like, this is actually quite interesting. What am I watching here?
In 2000, Yamaha sound guy Ken Mochi Hideki starts a project called Daisy, which aims to generate human-sounding vocals from text like beep, beep, bop, bop, beep, kind of like Animal Crossing. Thanks to Yamaha, Daisy got promoted and fully fleshed out as Vocaloid, which was released in 2000.
Oh, so if we take it very literally, it all started with Vocaloid. Interesting. Nyanners. Oh no, not Nyanners. What is so bad about her? I heard that she started out. I heard that she started out as a lolly and then gradually became an auntie, and like threw her original community under the bus. Is as far as I'm aware, her and Bebe is the same person. Are they actually the same person, or not? Are you shitting me?
For and marketed towards professional musicians. The problem is, at the time everyone thought, robots, professional software, this is baby shit. Nobody cared about it and it was dismissed as just a toy. But very slowly over the years, Vocaloid was being taken more and more seriously. And in 2007, Krypton Media has an idea. They take Vocaloid, make mascots, make the main mascot 16, and drop a new sound pack. It worked. Hatsune Miku was hot. Music artists would make collabs with her Vocaloid pack and animate her moving and shit. This caught on in Japan like crazy. Eventually, she starts selling out actual concerts. She tops out
Miku literally nuked people's brains. Yeah, that makes sense. They sound the same, I swear. It's a conspiracy. I don't think they're the same person, but there is something I've noticed with certain VTubers where they sound like Vebe. And I'm like, I know for a fact that this is not how you would normally speak. You stole that because it's a popular voice. You literally copied voices. I 100% think there's VTubers that copy other people's voices. 100%.
iTunes best-selling chart. An unbelievable amount of porn is made. But the big takeaway here is that Japan discovered something big. Hatsune Miku is marketable as fuck. Dominoes, clothing, Funko Pops, hot dogs, or something. It didn't just matter that Hatsune Miku could hit iTunes top 10 list a week after making a song. What mattered was that we can completely manufacture a cultural phenomenon, manipulate every part of her persona, and not have to pay them royalties for making merch, commercials, or collaborations. It's genius. Oh, your influencer got caught doing blackface again this month. I just fucking programmed mine not to do that. Now, does it work 100% of the time? Well, that's a compliment. It's estimated that in
What? I've never heard a fictional character be programmed to not do blackface and then do blackface. What? That makes no sense. But okay.
2012, Hatsune Miku acquired a whopping 10 billion yen since her debut, which translates to a whopping $6 USD. Seeing this, an unknown production crew thought, hey, I could do that, and debuted Kizuna AI in 2016. She very closely resembles the VTubers today, but instead of running the risk of it being a fat middle-aged Hispanic man, Kizuna AI is actually like 8 middle-aged fat Hispanic men. She debuted on YouTube in November of 2016 and mostly creates largely scripted and pre-recorded content.
Kizuna AI. So pretty much the first VTuber, so to speak.
Look at her. Those were fucking babies. Which wasn't really a problem with people. Anime is scripted and people certainly love those characters, so it only makes sense that there's an appeal for something like Kizuna to exist. I believe that most people aren't under the impression that this is a real girl with a real personality and, you know, blah blah blah. In fact, she's basically a goddamn puppet. Even her voice actress is completely disposable. I think I read she's got like 5 substitutes that shit.
There are 5 Kizuna AI, the original AI, Black AI, 2, hashtag 3, and the Chinese AI. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I went and saw her live, was crazy, lost my voice, the OG. Ah, okay, okay.
Share her cold metal cage of a body. And Japan had done it again. Kizuna was a goddamn hit. She's the cover girl of Cup Noodle. She's been on the TV and news multiple times, done ads, and honestly, more impressive than all of that, she collaborated with PewDiePie. Enter the...
What? I didn't even know that! That is cool, though! That is cool, though! Pretty much... Oh, damn. PewDiePie was here when... at the start.
third major character. HoloLive. Hover Corp, which works with alternate reality, sees the massive success of Hatsune Miku and Kizuno Ai and says, hey, I could do that. So they did. Sometime in 2017, Cover Corp released a smartphone app called HoloLive, which would allow you to view a VTuber live while they stream. This changes things. Yep. It's only one fat guy now. HoloLive held auditions for extremely talented women, and jokes aside,
He really tries to push through that fat guy thing, huh? These are not fat guys, and for some reason, why are so many female VTubers kinda hot? IRL, what is that? What is going on?
a lot of them are also very pretty in real life. Now, there may be some coaching involved, but for the most part, these girls have creative control over what they stream, if or not they curse, etc., and HoloLive provides them with a rigged-up 3D model, an iPhone X, and a high-spec gaming PC. Blah, blah, blah. They're basically a management company for...
Yo, HoloLive! You need another male VTuber? I'm just kidding. They are graduating like flies, apparently. The VTubers there. The joke wasn't supposed to be taken 100% literally, that's all. Yeah.
Aspiring VTubers. You could be a VTuber. Unless you're a guy, then the chances are slim. And of course, this caught on fire, and other companies thought, hey, I could do that. So they did. But instead of just working in Japan...
It's Niji! It's Niji! Nuke! Nuke immediately!
Japan, Niji Sanji went Mr. Worldwide and spread out in China, Japan, Indonesia, India, and Korea. So HoloLive said, hey, I could do that. And then there's a ton of VTubers all over the world. The end. Holy shit, America likes VTubers. Gargara comes flying up in the charts and is the most searched for VTuber in 2020. Mori Callipy comes straight out of nowhere at a tremendous upset. See, if you liked anime at all and watched a VTuber video once thinking, what is this? Surprise! These little fuckers are going to ruin your recommended feed forever. Enjoy! So a lot of Americans were already introduced to
True. True and real. The moment I started watching was the moment my YouTube recommendation just went down the gutter. It just went down the gutter. It just went into the trenches.
VTubers, especially since there are channels dedicated to taking funny clips from their streams and translating them just hours after the fact. You have an abundance of binge-worthy content, and now HoloLive is making an English branch, coupled with Japan's aging population and business was booming. It still is. Japan, America, Indonesia, VTubers have triumphed over what's considered normal to cement themselves as a very real and
Just China not, because we all know the HoloLive China incident. Seen very small amount of Gurushi, but she's nice. Yeah, she's awesome. I really hope that her health can recover more, because man, that's gonna be a hard hitter when she graduates. Iron Mouse has passed both. That's true.
lucrative industry. September 24th, 2020. Akai Hato goes over her analytics with her audience to see which countries watch her the most.
アメリカ11%で台湾7%。
Did you catch that? That's okay, neither did she. Kiryu Koko, who's one of the biggest VTubers in the world, does the same thing the next day, and thus the two slept as some rich-ass bitches.
I didn't quite catch that. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That is a dragon tail butt plug. Why? Just why?
Thing the next day, and thus the two slept as some rich-ass bitches. Someone was at the door.
Who is it?
She replies, "The Chinese."
Nothing, it's normal. I don't know about that one. No more questions. Okay, yeah, yeah. Remember the China incident? That he fucking brought that up is crazy. Like that way.
Both Hato and Coco made the mistake of mentioning Taiwan in their analytics, which China does not officially recognize as an independent country. Chinese viewers were not happy. In fact, they were pissed. And if you don't know, Asian countries go hard as fuck with their trolling. Coco and Hato were suspended for 3 weeks for saying the word Taiwan. But the viewers were not satisfied. Well, they believed that Akai Hato had made an honest mistake. That harlot Kiryu Coco had to pay. Raids, smear videos, multiple VTubers were doxxed, anything to get revenge. They even go
So we went from mentioning one word to, yeah, that bitch need to go. Yeah, I still can't believe that that is a thing, like, that they crashed out this hard over a single word, like, you need to go. That is crazy. Well, you know what they say, Poker, everyone needs a bad dragon toy. I hate you for saying that. Ew.
so far as to continuously buy YouTube accounts to keep it going. One guy even allegedly dropped his social credit score to 0 and ruined his life because he used a VPN. This new faction is called the Antis. Because HoloLive has yet to ban Coco, they've developed a vendetta against the company. To this day, they're kind of active. You can see them in chat.
So somebody used his... Okay, I need to read that actually. That is... I'm curious. Some Chinese anti went to spam Coco's stream to discovered by government using VPN. Social credit is now 0. Could be unable to graduate from school and might be dragging his family down as they are all in government-related jobs. Deserved.
His life because he used a VPN. This new faction is called the Antis. Because HoloLive has yet to ban Coco, they've developed a vendetta against the company. To this day, they're kind of active. You can see them in chat or their Facebook propaganda, which is banned in China, so they gotta be using a VPN to spoof their location to a nearby country. Just saying. HoloLive then had 2 options. They can continue expanding in China and allow their new Chinese overlords to permanently ban VTubers on a whim, or leave, which they did. And that's the story of how a single word dissolved the entire Chinese branch of HoloLive. Didn't really do much though. Yeah, it was on the news and Hirohei made like 600 videos about it, but...
True, Hirohei made like... I remember, Hirohei was like cooking. Hirohei was for legit, making mad bang during this probably.
VTubers just kind of moved on and are doing better than ever. Finally, the next generation. Remember how we found out VTubing is pretty big here? Well, a bunch of English-speaking boys and girls started paying hundreds all the way up to thousands for rigging commissions, avatars, etc. It's now gotten to the point where anyone with a camera can go, hey, I can do that, because they literally can. And this is where a lot of cringe comes in for me personally. Act 3. We've learned the history of VTubers, but now can we get a little bit more...
I mean, yeah, you can literally just go on, get a camera, a mic, go on Steam. If you have a decently powerful laptop, you could already run this like I do. You could just get V-Roid and do your shit. I'm not good at texturing, so I don't know what's going on. It is what it is.
More personal. If you enjoy them, that's your business, and hopefully you can find what I've been saying so far entertaining. But for my boys...
I am the greatest treasure hunter the world has ever seen.
Look, I personally can't get into that because I personally find it creepy, horrifying, disturbing, and to be honest with you, kind of fucked up in the head.
The boys that understand?
She's an anime woman just sitting there screaming in Japanese and it's scary, alright?
This is for...
Hey! They're talking about me! Hey! No hate on VTubers. They're awesome. I'm right here.
For you, bro. Not really the first guy, though. He was going crazy. I honestly thought I was alone in despising these trollops. Online, I see overwhelming love for VTubers, and as much as I'm happy for those people, and especially the VTubers themselves, who've earned a spot atop the most well-known streamers around, I still think it's super fun to make fun of them. And I haven't really seen a lot of my kind out there, so let me break it down. I do not understand them. People have often used the phrase cute girls doing cute things to describe why they like certain shows. I've always thought of it more as stupid fucking idiots doing dumb shit. I'm fully aware that I'm a weirdo. I've asked the most manly dudes around to normal, casual friends if they hated this clip as much as me. And almost all of
it's not like I've had this weird as well. I'm not watching that, but let people watch it, I guess. I agree. This clip is interesting.
them had no issue with it. Many even said it was cute. On the other hand, I look at that clip and cringe. It makes me uncomfortable and most of all annoyed. Because I feel entertainment is at its best when the line between realism and fiction is distorted. I enjoy media that provides a reflection of very real things that we experience, whether it be in dialogue, delivery, or the actions of the character.
I'll be real. If I want to consume fiction, I just want to completely consume fiction. Leave your IRL bullshit out of there. I'm watching big muscle men beating the crap out of each other and firing laser beams and getting different hair colors when getting angry.
Characters take, and then flip it and do something crazy with the story. As I reflect on my favorite shows, almost all of them fit under that description. I thought of this in the shower while I was washing my balls and threw in the script, so it might not be that airtight yet. But I've noticed that anime can frequently put up a barrier between that realism and the characters they portray. There's certain formulas and tropes that authors feel they have to play into to appeal to certain audiences. In weaker shows, the main character will be some whiny bitch boy that is in love with justice, to which he's rewarded with a slew of girls that are attracted to his righteousness. Does that happen in real life? Not really, but as a kid I used to imagine that's what would happen to me, and I really enjoyed shows like that. That's why this character type exists. Female archetypes like tsunderes, yanderes, etc. that you would...
That was my woman, yandere. Or tsundere. It works both for me. I feel like the extremes are used as an example for all VTubers. Yeah, I think so. I can guarantee there's a VTuber out there that he would like watching 100%.
Hate to interact with are popular because author knows that works for whatever reason. Even in good shows, you'll have characters which are basically downloaded from a list of personality types instead of being a product of reality. So to me, the less that characters act like anime characters, the better they are, with exceptions. Cute anime girls annoy the shit out of me because it's not genuine. I've spoken to at least 1,000 women at this point and never met someone who genuinely speaks and acts like this. Maybe you have, but when I see it, I imagine some dude who's completely estranged from the youth writing his fifth knowing that's what's hot right now. Am I overthinking things? Yes, but I'm putting...
Yes, you absolutely are, because I think the fact that they're not acting like real humans is what makes it beautiful, is what makes it interesting. If I wanna watch the stuff that is just people acting like real humans, I could just go outside and talk to people. So I'm like, okay.
Words into a feeling that's been sitting in my belly for years. So when you take this and make a real person act like they're that, it doubles the cringe factor. I don't want to see a person pretending to be a thing, pretending to be another thing that doesn't exist and never has. So that's why it irritates me so much when I see a VTuber going, it's uncanny, uncomfortable, and not genuine to me. Even though blah blah blah, that's not the point, they're supposed to adopt the persona. It's how I feel, dude. There ain't much I can do to change it. Let's examine the various types. Baby talk. This is pretty much ubiquitous in the VTuber community and also the one that makes me the most mad. Japanese VTubers will talk like this. American VTubers were...
I mean, that clip was pretty good. That was funny. Never mind. That was actually funny. That was actually funny. I can't lie. Context, she asked her to a tongue twister to a naked girl. Ah, okay.
We'll talk like this.
Out there.
Oh, we can let bees die. Hi, Sensei. how are you?
Oh, here comes the airplane. Oh, no, I'm making stinky winky. My diaper. Oh, change me, please. I like to imagine there's a bald white guy in a big ass pull up behind the monitor. That makes me laugh the most. I'm sure it's a very pretty adult woman on the other end. Don't get upset. Now, quick quiz. Are we watching the season finale of Teletubbies or Twitch?
Ding, 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 ding. Wow! Whoa! Hermione!
I mean, they are taking this, right? They aren't taking this from, like, how do I put this? From anime, right? That's the idea, right? Does you understand that? In an anime, they do the same weird voices as well. And there is also scripted, just like it's here kind of in a way scripted. Or maybe not, it really depends, but it's quite practically the same thing. And you know what? Behind the anime voices, weird anime voices, there's also a real person, so I don't see much of a difference.
I need you to tell me honestly if this is something you picture me watching. I believe this comes directly from the cute
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I 100% do.
anime girl phenomenon that I just got talking about, so obviously it's not my thing. English. A lot of fellas think it's cute to see VTubers learn English. At times, alright, it is kind of cute.
Netflix!
What? What? Huh? Netflix? How does... That makes no sense in that context. Huh?
Once they discovered a good amount of their audience was English speaking, VTubers began learning and communicating with a whole new side of their audience. Sometimes good.
What? Nah, that's a real clip. That's a real clip.
A whole new side of their audience. Sometimes good.
That is a real clip. That is a real clip. That is a real clip. I can't even be mad. I can't be mad. I can't be mad. Oh god. Whoops.
Sometimes bad. And funny most of the time.
Ain't no way. That's amazing. I'll be
A
real.
whole new side of their audience. Sometimes good. Sometimes bad. And funny most of the time. I think
It's just a bunch of Japanese ladies dropping the N-word. That is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, that's amazing. I can't even say anything. That's amazing. That is incredibly funny. Chinese can't pronounce the L. Instead, it becomes R, while Japanese and Korean pronounce R and it becomes the L. Okay, R and... Wait. Okay, I get it.
this is what hooked a lot of casual audience members. Of all the clips I've seen in research, a strong amount of them contained English, which is just English with a heavy Japanese accent. English. Weeaboos. On the flip side, we have Becca's, Hannah's, and Olivia's that have mastered the Japanese tongue.
Body pillow as well. Hi.
What?
I feel like an old man. I know this type of thing is supposed to be cute, but I don't get why. You also get sporadic, random Japanese words to really seal the deal. Like they make a mistake and go, "Gomenasai, sorry, mistake desu." A favorite of mine is this ara ara shit.
Hi.
What? Just
Ara ara. Ara ara.
It gets weeb boys all flustered, so there's a song and dance of VTubers pretending like they don't want to do it, and then just going hard as fuck as soon as they commit. Oh, Nani? You guys want me to say it? Fine.
That's a dude. English! Exactly, English! We have something like that as well, but with German and English.
Like, dude, You clearly wanted to do that. Now you've soured my mood, and frankly, I don't want to finish these nuggies. Normals. During my research, I found a few chicks.
Normies. Are you a fan of this video, 2D? Look, no, I found it funny, which gets gonna get me cancelled.
Talking in their normal voice, chilling with a VTuber avatar. I thought, this is an actual person speaking to me right now, which threw me off after listening to high-pitched squeals all day. Pretty chill. Which goes to show you can't really throw a blanket statement on all VTubers. Now let's go back to throwing blankets on VTubers. Mutes. There are VTubers that stand there, and stand there, and stand there.
Or, yeah. Centrea doesn't use, their actual voice. It might actually also be just a, what's the word? It might actually also be just multiple people running it, I would assume. But based for having Snom up there, that's based.
All right.
Oh, they were
now that's
typing the whole
of.
time. This one uses text-to-speech or speech bubbles, while others sit menacingly. While I know I personally can't appreciate the other types of VTubers, and that's clearly on me, what is going on here? I genuinely want to know because I can't even generate a theory. Please comment. This channel is like a creepypasta. It's extremely uncanny to my gaijin eyes.
Let me put you down for some fucking reason. Okay, I gotta stand up.
Zentreya is another insane case because she's actually humongous. Not just the tits, but she's raised $42,000 in
$42,000 for St. Jude's charity. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. Booba is trap. Don't fall for Booba. Chat. Boobs are temporary. The king of monsters is forever. Godzilla is eternal.
5 hours before. Just vibing, typing, taking hella long between responses. These two have been able to achieve a high level of success that I think anyone would be envious of by completely breaking the mold in an already outlandish market. That is commendable. Yet, behind our backs, who could have predicted the dark secret lurking behind the scenes?
I don't think you guys see this properly. Let me zoom out.
Everyone predicted that. This is Nora Cat. You might have seen this clip. Everyone predicted that. This is Nora Cat. You might have seen this clip floating around. Their popularity plummeted after this incident.
When they found out it's a dude, it crashed. That is crazy. Poke created boobs. Yes, I'm God. I can create booba out of nowhere.
But like, what did you expect? A hot lady? You expected a hot lady with boobs to be using a fucking text-to-speech voice. The only people I know who do that is
Yeah, apparently it also came out that there is a mute VTuber who wasn't a mute VTuber and actually just a dude. Not a girl, just a dude who was not mute.
Reddit. It's pretty messed up that the dude isn't doing so great now. He seems like a chill guy, so if you're ever in the States, we can smoke or something and talk about the VTuber industry. That's not a conversation I want to have sober. So that's the mutes. Revolutionary in their own way, confusing in mine. Now, you can't have VTubers without an audience, right? Casuals. Normal people. There are tons of people attracted to the idea of cute girls saying and doing ridiculous shit. Some clips even had me thinking, okay, that was kind of cute.
Youpie, youpie!
I assume these are one of the most popular viewers on YouTube, but I have no idea. Simps. I don't really need to.
Sims. I mean, true. But it doesn't matter as long as she calls me good boy, I don't mind. Imagine if you did a face reveal yourself by mistake. Well, then it happens, but that shouldn't happen. Look, my favorite dragon girl, she works for eSport.
Explain this one.
Start!
Oh god. Okay. Okay. Only on the Switch, chat. Only on the Switch.
Obviously, there's a good amount of people that want to bang these things, which brings in a fair amount of viewers. Actually, remember when Project Melody came
The Gooners.
out on Chatterbait and broke all sorts of records and everyone was salty? Yeah, there's a market for this. Of course, the girls are aware, so they'll make allusions to sex.
Yeah, the fictional get with the times whore. These get with the times whore. These women's wombs are eternal. Yours is dried up. Men no longer want real women.
Sexual acts as the chat pogs incessantly.
Tight. Like a field mouse.
Which is also like half the VTuber recommendations I get. For the record, I would do the exact same thing. If I were female, my butthole would look like the inside of a box of Pocky, which is far worse than moaning into the mic. I just think it's funny. When you work out, what noise do you make? Usually like or what? You don't go
Oh god. Ugh! Man, moaning noises in my ear.
There's people that come for that, much like any other industry, but I think horny boys make up a pretty good chunk of the fan base. Weeaboos. If I enjoyed pure, innocent, fake women, VTubers would be awesome. Let's say I like a slice of life show with a bunch of little girls. Why would I not want to watch a person in real life who embodies a ton of these characteristics react to stuff live? Those fictional characters that are so out of reach for us are suddenly something you can connect and interact with. I think this is a very unique relationship and can see why people gravitate towards VTubers. There's also dudes that love that
I mean, VTubers are certainly graduating. That falls into the category, I guess.
I don't matter shit. The last 72 hours of my life has been dedicated to researching these guys, so I've honestly been on a roller coaster of emotion. Initially, I despised them. In the middle, I despised them. And in the end, I despised them. But during all that, I never stopped thinking, yeah, that's on me. I'm never going to be in the loop, and I'm cool with that. VTubers are going to be here for a long time, whether we like it or not, and they have a brilliant future full of boundless possibilities. Still gonna make fun of my friends for watching that baby shit. But most importantly, I've learned that if you can't beat them,
I wish indie VTubing wouldn't in the West would be a bit different and not stay the way it is right now.
you gotta get better than them. It's Wanko time, fuckers! Catch me streaming with my new avatar, Wanko. I know it's very disrespectful for big YouTubers to hop on the VTuber trend because it's a very niche and not well-known market, but
I mean... Pokimane was a different thing, though. Pokimane was a different thing. It was a very low-effort thing, which why people hate it. If she actually put in some effort, people would have liked it. I would assume. I interpret graduation as death. I just interpret graduation as quitting. Because at the end, most of the time it is. Most of the time it is.
But I hope you guys can forgive me. Subscribe, I talk about anime, and comment. I reply to those. I'm sure this comment section is going to be real fun.
Now that's the end. That was fun to watch. That was a good recommendation. Thank you, Genius. That was good. I liked it. I liked it. I can't understand. Not everyone has to like VTubers. I also don't only like a particular set of VTubers. I don't like when they're too loud or too I don't know. Some types can be obnoxious, but yeah.